Arsenal, holders of the Littlewoods Cup, on the verge of reaching Wembley again. But can they overcome those durable cup fighters Everton? With the first leg at Goodison Park, the onus is on them to do the scoring. And in recent games, that hasn't been a problem.
So the Stephen for Everton. It's a good-looking cross. Clarke was there. It came to shoot!
In less than a month, Everton have played over 10 hours of exhilarating cup-tie football.
Heath away, he's onside. Now then, Heath. It's there. Everton are 2 goals in front.
Defeat? They don't even know the meaning of the word these days.
He's going in there. Trevor Stephen going in there. And Everton, I don't believe it.
Well, it is fact and not fiction, and there have been about 250,000 witnesses at those 7 ties, not to mention millions more on television. Well, I'm delighted to say our studio guest this afternoon, the England and Manchester United captain Brian Robson. And a very expensive business being an Evertonian these days, Brian, I can tell you, but it's better than losing.
That's right. I mean, Everton are such battlers, and that's why they've been so successful over the last 5 years, because they do battle well for each other, and you know, they've had great results just lately. Even though people have been writing them off saying they're going to be too tired to play in certain games, they've kept going and they've got the just rewards.
And we said there right at the start, the onus really is on them to score today, with it being their home tie of this semi-final. One would have thought Graeme Sharp is a key figure for them today. Got to be.
Yeah, well, over the last few years, he's done fantastic for them. I mean, he's scoring great goals. But the thing is, as well, he works really hard, and, you know, he helps them out a tremendous amount, the way that Everton play. Because if the good short football isn't going well, what they do, they hit the longer ball onto Graeme Sharp, and he battles well, and he causes a lot of problems for defenders.
We just caught a little glimpse there of Tony Adams watching Graeme Sharp, and I think it's fair to say that he's going to have his hands full this afternoon with that guy.
Yeah, it'll be good battle this between the two of them, because he's a good competitor, very good player, and it will be nice to see how them two play against each other today.
Brian, thanks a lot. We'll talk again at half-time, of course, but for now, let's join our commentary team this afternoon. It's Ian St John and Brian Moore.
Thanks a lot, Elton. Let's check on the two teams then. First, it's Everton with Neville Southall in goal. We should be seeing there he is, yes, the back four with Dave Watson, who scored the opening goal at Middlesbrough on Wednesday, in the central position alongside Pat van den Hauwe. The best news for Evertonians today, Peter Reid has come through a test on a knee injury, and he's included in an unchanged midfield. Indeed, Everton also unchanged up front, where Adrian, Heath and Graeme Sharp will be looking for the goals. Arsenal, though, they have had to make changes, but not in goal, where John Lukic is their man. Neither are there changes in the back four, where Nigel Winterburn continues at right back. But in the midfield, Steve Williams is out with a knee injury. Graham Rix is left out. Paul Davis is not yet fit to return to the first team. Michael Thomas and Martin Hayes come into this area. And then up front, Perry Groves, and alongside him, Alan Smith, who returns after a hamstring injury. They are looking for the goals for Arsenal. The referee today is going to be George Tyson. There are the mascots. Everton's, incidentally, is the daughter of their manager, Colin Harvey, young Emma Harvey, and Arsenal's is Katie Carter. George Tyson, the referee from Sunderland. Semi-final, remember, over 2 legs. What a day for Kevin Richardson, a former Everton player, now with Arsenal, played both in a Milk Cup final for Everton and in the 1984 FA Cup final for Everton against Watford. Got a rapturous welcome, actually, when he arrived here today. But for the next 90 minutes, they are deadly foes on the field. Over 2 legs, remember, the second leg still to come at Highbury. And Arsenal, in a change strip of yellow shirts, black shorts, attack the goal to our right. Everton, of course, in their traditional blue with white shorts. John Lukic. Stephen. So much speculation about how the saga that Everton have had against Sheffield Wednesday, and now a continuing saga against Middlesbrough, how that will affect them mentally and physically. They've had 2 days off since that tremendous game at Ayresome Park on Wednesday night, and did a light bit of training yesterday. Graeme Sharp, looking sprightly enough. 20 goals this season. Peter Reid, so important that Everton got him fit. He was such an influential figure when the battle was going against them at Ayresome Park on Wednesday night.
It's very noticeable, Brian, that Kevin Richardson will pick up Peter Reid, and that's going to be an interesting battle, isn't it? You know, two ex-teammates.
Perry Groves. Was Pointon into touch, and indeed George Graeme was saying about Kevin Richardson, what an exceptional buy he's been, and he'll need to do a good job on Peter Reid. He's probably their best player, he said, in the cup tie at Brighton last week.
Well, he'll certainly do that, but I think Arsenal will miss Steve Williams today, who, you know, is very influential in midfield for them.
Arsenal's preparation quite the reverse to what Everton's, an offside there against Perry Groves. They've had a midweek break in Marbella, where they did a little bit of training and played golf every day. Here's Dave Watson, the only ever present in the Everton side this season. Pointon is up, Sharp is there, Reid, playing to Harper on the right. Stevens, Groves. Free kick given to Arsenal. Groves was felled after that ball had gone. I think it was accidental. Perry Groves in there again. Martin Hayes. Kenny Sansom. The other semi-finalists, of course, Luton Town and Oxford United. And Everton with another cup tie in the FA Cup, that is, against Middlesbrough here on Tuesday night. Free kick. Adams pushing down on Sharp. 7 of Everton's last 8 matches have been cup ties. Real cut and thrust part of the season for them. So Gary Stevens with the free kick for Everton. Watson's gone up for this one. The little chip in towards Dave Watson. He got his head there to it. Richardson, his feet rather high there, but no punishment. It comes Everton's way. Peter Reid being hustled by Martin Hayes. Michael Thomas finding David Rocastle now for Arsenal. Into Perry Groves, the flag has stayed down. Reid is back there, saving the day for Everton. A real hairline decision there. Perry Groves looking, certainly from this position, to be a couple of feet offside, but the flag stayed down. And Sharp well offside there. Ian St John?
Well, a very good chance for the Arsenal there. I mean, Everton were wide open, and really had Perry Groves controlled the ball in his stride, he was clean through. So, first blood, you could say, to the Arsenal. But it's interesting, as far as Everton are concerned, that Trevor Steven is playing on the left-hand side today, Brian, so he'll be looking after Rocastle, I should think.
Watson winning that quite firmly in the air. Sansom. And the formidable figure of Neville Southall. Sharp, Reid, Groves, Sansom. Heath, who was like a little terrier at him. Two smallest men on the field, both standing 5'6", and there's the tallest one, John Lukic, at 6'4". Arsenal's throw, Rocastle with it. Pointon, Snodin. Sharp, took that nicely on his chest, but it falls for Kevin Richardson. This is Nigel Winterburn. Smith had a training injury, a hamstring, and missed the cup tie at Brighton last week, but now fully fit again. A good break from the midfield, but he's offside by Michael Thomas. As you'd expect a semi-final to be, Ian, a bit fierce and not a lot of shape or pattern, and a bit nervy early on.
Well, that's right, but I must say this about Everton: they're very, very competitive. You know, they work hard to get the ball once they've lost it, and you'll see that in the game today.
Adams winning it well. Hauwe winning it well, but here's Martin Hayes. Good stop though by Watson, picked up by Rocastle. And Harper gently back to his keeper. Sharp, just a glancing header, finds Heath with it. In turn to Reid, just over the head of Martin Hayes to find Harper, offside against Sharp.
We might find a lot of that this afternoon because Arsenal push up, as you well know, Brian, but Everton had that against Sheffield Wednesday, and we saw even Snodin break from midfield. So I would look for that this afternoon, for Everton to try and break them down that way.
Everton's way, Hauwe, Trevor Stephen, swift challenge indeed there by David Rocastle. Snodin, there's that break from midfield, and noticeable that Michael Thomas was with him, and a few feet were flying there. And some obstruction as well, and George Tyson calling both men together. To him just to issue a quiet word of warning, and a free kick given Everton's way. Up goes O'Leary. It's Rocastle. It's a bright start by Arsenal. Thomas now taking it up. Groves has gone inside him, but maybe Thomas has lost his way here for a moment. Everton's throw. It hasn't been the best period of the season for Arsenal. They've won only 3 of their last 11. Mind you, they were all cup games. And the score, with about 8 minutes gone, 0-0 in this Littlewoods Cup semi-final at Goodison Park. Everton, meantime, unbeaten in their last 9 games. It's an old saying, isn't there, Ian, that no matter how many games you play, you never get tired when you're not losing.
Well, that's a fact, and especially good cup runs.
Sharp. Didn't quite fall for Snodin. Winterburn gets it back.
I must say, you know, I'm very impressed with the attitude of the Arsenal team today. They've come out, and although it's a 2-legged semi-final, a lot of people might have expected them to, you know, play defensively here at Goodison Park, but they're having a go at Everton. They've been very, very positive.
Richardson. 3 hustling around Groves, giving him no chance and no time. Thomas gets it back. Back with John Lukic. Not conceded a goal in the Littlewoods Cup this season. This is their 5th tie. Free kick to Arsenal. Sansom. Smith will be the one that he aims for. Comes through to Perry Groves. Tremendous goal there there by Arsenal. A lovely flick on in the first place by Alan Smith. And finished off superbly by Perry Groves. Ian St John?
Well, Perry certainly made up for that earlier mistake. That was a cracking goal. And again, as I said, it's a very positive approach by the Arsenal side to this match. They've decided that rather than come and hold on, they've said, we'll have a go at Everton. And there's a ball fell down, woof, left foot volley, and that gave Neville Southall no chance.
Van den Hauwe. Harper. Harper again. Groves. Well, Watson caught in possession by Smith. Rocastle. Well, the ball bounded nicely for Rocastle now. The cross is beyond Alan Smith.
I think actually he was looking for the far top corner there to try and bend one round, but just got a little bit too much on it.
So the first breakthrough comes for Arsenal. With about 12 minutes gone. Perry Groves, the scorer. Having a good run at the moment, Perry Groves. He scored a decisive goal in the FA Cup at Brighton last week. Certainly took it well and helped in no small measure by the little flick on from Alan Smith. But Everton are nothing if not fighters, as they proved at Middlesbrough in midweek. Gary Stevens playing that one forward. Peter Reid. Stevens. Good break here by Snodin. And Tony Adams, as we get the first corner of the game. Peter Reid, stopped that time by Martin Hayes. As the rain comes sweeping down, it looks as though there might even be a bit of sleet in it as well. It's a really wintry afternoon, and at the moment a wintry prospect for Everton. Adams up. Trevor Stephen! So let's look again at that Arsenal goal from the different angle on the far side of the ground. Crossed in there by Kenny Sansom, the little flick on by Smith, and Perry Groves unerringly into the corner of the Everton net. Smith to Rocastle. Reid. Everton's throw. Neil Pointon with it. Rocastle. Smith trying to make something of this, but Van den Hauwe got there first. Back with Neville Southall. Up goes Sharp. Here's Kenny Sansom. Richardson making a good break from midfield. And Perry Groves going in as well, but there's Gary Stevens back to his keeper. Sansom played it through there for Trevor Stephen. Here's Neil Pointon. Reid right in there. Snodin. Stevens, delightful ball played now for Harper. A good cross coming in and Lukic down for it, but Everton opening up Arsenal well down that flank. Real high up and under, and Southall's ball. Got the better of Stevens. Harper. Offside against Heath. Evertonians unhappy with that decision, but it looked just about the right one, I must say. O'Leary with the free kick. Hayes on the far side. And the cross coming in. Alan Smith is in there, winning it in the air. You can just see what sort of weather conditions we've got here on Merseyside right now. Kevin Richardson, no, the whistle had gone. It's a free kick for the foul by Tony Adams on Graeme Sharp. Another free kick to Everton. 17 minutes gone if you just joined us in the Littlewoods Cup semi-final. And Arsenal leading with Perry Groves' goal scored after 10 minutes. In the meantime, it's Gary Stevens with the free kick. Towards Sharp, hanging in the air there, but it didn't come through to him. Richardson gets it away. Only Perry Groves is up for Arsenal. Snodin, stopped by Adams. Rhodes again. Gary Stevens with the throw. Adams. Stevens. Reid. Lost out there. Adams. Good jump by Vanden Hauwe. And an Arsenal throw. Sansom with the throw. Again, that flick on by Smith, back to Neville Southall. I think Arsenal fans here will be delighted with the way this has gone so far. On the left, I think there, the lady with the long hair was Miss Koo Stark, who I gather is an Arsenal fan, so maybe she's delighted too. Adams away. Oh, no, it's no panic. Tony Adams is back there for Arsenal. And another Arsenal throw. I think they might need a little bit of pulling round at the moment, Everton, with the likes of Peter Reid to do it, Ian. With all these games, mentally and physically, probably a little tired, and now finding themselves this goal down.
Well, you could be right there, Brian, yes.
Oh, Gary Stevens. Harper. Stevens again for Everton. Tried to play it in for Adrian. Heath might come his way. Will Harper get there first? Tony Adams is there. And now Sansom. Richardson, no, he lost control there, and here come Everton in force. It's with Adrian, Heath, and now with Peter Reid on the far side. The flag is up for an offside.
You know, I think if I was an Everton fan, I'd be a bit worried about the formation today, because they've not attacked at all down the left-hand side of the field here, Brian, right underneath us. I think we've only seen one ball coming in from the left. All the play has been over on the right-hand side, and I think Trevor Stephen, as you know, feels out of place over here on the left, because he keeps wandering into the centre circle, and Everton get no width in their attacks.
There is Trevor Stephen. He played for a spell over on the left at Middlesbrough on Wednesday night, but as everybody knows, that's his most effective position, away on the right. Well, Peter Reid won that ball. Sheer determination, he got the better of Kevin Richardson then, and here's Trevor Stephen. Cutting in from Rocastle, playing it forward to Reid, getting it back from Reid, controlling it well, and it'll come through for Gary Stevens now. Everton putting a bit of pressure on as they get to Harper. Now for Stevens. Snodin. Delightful ball, but Hayes read it well for Arsenal. The rain and sleet will probably improve the quality of this game still further. It'll just give the pitch a little bit of a gloss, and the ball will move that much more easily. Tony Adams. Still only 21, Tony Adams, and there's been a bit of criticism of him lately, Ian. He's not had his best form over the last month or two, but I tell you what, he's looking fairly secure there at the moment.
Well, I think you could say about quite a few of the young Arsenal team, they seem to go off the boil in the last couple of months, but I mean, that's acceptable in football. We know that will happen, and they've maybe had a little down, beginning to get it back again. And I mean, on today's form, I mean, they're a different team, aren't they? I mean, they're all bubbling, they're all playing well.
And they've got the impetus now of this early goal. If you just joined us, scored after 10 minutes by Perry Groves. Arsenal leading by a goal to nil. In goes Thomas, wins it from Reid, finds Alan Smith. Perry Groves staying just onside, but come through to Southall. Watson. Well, that was a foul by Sharp on Adams, a free kick to Arsenal. Winterburn. From one goalkeeper to the other. Richardson. Pointon back. It's Michael Thomas. Stevens with the throw for Everton. Stevens to Reid. Pointon. Stevens. Sharp. Battling there with Thomas. It comes to Peter Reid again. A nice little chip by him this time for Harper. Reid once more. He hits that one straight to Richardson. On to Michael Thomas. And it'll be an Everton throw.
Well, Arsenal have hustled Everton out of it in midfield, not allowed Peter Reid and these other Everton midfield players to settle at all, and I think that has been the crux of the game so far, that, you know, the Arsenal boys have managed to stop Everton building anything.
There's Richardson in first again, but an offside flag. Certainly an unaccustomed situation for Everton fans here to see their side behind. They've lost only once here this season, and that was to Coventry City way back in September. But here's Snodin into Harper. Ball played in early, but not with enough accuracy. It comes to David Rocastle. Sansom hitting it straight to Reid. Harper, the little flick for Peter Reid again. And a corner again for Everton. Forward comes Dave Watson. Sharp at the near post. So Watson up. And easy for Smith to get away. Harper battling well and eventually winning it too, finding Peter Reid. Stevens. Cross in by him. And it's in there. No, it's just wide. Well, that was touch and go for Arsenal as Heath went diving in there on that one. And we'll see how close it was. Another Everton corner. Arsenal under pressure, but not from that sort of corner. That's not the first one that Harper has played in gently towards the near post, but not with nearly enough height on it to get the flick on that would have been required. And that'll be a goal kick. It's certainly been a tremendous cup saga for Everton this season, as Nigel Winterburn gets a little bit of treatment. Although, you see, back in 83-84, they played 19 games. They got to both finals there. They lost, if memory serves me, to Liverpool in the Littlewoods Cup final on a replay. And they beat Watford in the FA Cup final. So they've still got some way to go. Nigel Winterburn, certainly the Wimbledon fans will remember him much more as a left back, but Arsenal at the moment playing him on the right-hand side. Had a little spell with Birmingham City and with Oxford United before he came down to Wimbledon. A Midlands lad. He's okay now, and a goal kick for Arsenal. Watson winning that in the air. Took quite a knock in the face, it seemed to me, from Alan Smith as he jumped for that one. Here's Pointon. Arsenal throw. Half an hour gone. And still Arsenal leading by a 1-0, scored by Perry Groves after 10 minutes. Heath. Winterburn with the throw for Arsenal. Stephen. Heath. Reid. Comes Richardson again. Sansom. Well, Richardson has kept the pace going, and look, he's so close there to Peter Reid, and really the whole attitude in that midfield is stemming at the moment from Kevin Richardson. And now Perry Groves trying to get in there, and he would have claimed that he was held off by Pat Vanden Hauwe. Pointon gets it back. Everton fans getting a little aggravated around me, wanting to see a little more aggressive and adventurous form from their side. Talking to some of them today, they were a little critical of the way that Everton were so negative in the last 20 minutes at Middlesbrough in normal time, passing back, and they felt that if they'd been a little bit more positive, then extra time may not have been needed. Well, here's Gary Stevens. Behind he goes. Lukic. Smith versus Watson. Over the heads of both of them. Gary Stevens. No, it falls for Groves again. Well stopped that time by Southall, and Groves couldn't finish it off at the second attempt, but he was in there again, and it needed an exceptional piece of goalkeeping there by Neville Southall to stop him in the first place. Ian St John.
Well, Everton are having trouble just with a long ball played up the middle, and again it was a flick on. And as you can see here, Perry Groves again on his left foot. Had a good shot, a good block there by Neville Southall, and I'm not sure if it was Martin Hayes who possibly put that one over.
So Everton at the moment just cannot get into their stride. Still this goal down as Arsenal in the yellow shirts, caught offside, Perry Groves that time. And certainly it's been an exceptional game so far for young Perry Groves, 22 years old, scoring Arsenal's opening goal. Heath to Sharp, Snodin to Reid. And Pointon always struggling under pressure from Rocastle to get to that one, but he made it in the end. Here's Ian Snodin. Sharp, 20 goals to his credit this season, and Everton could do with another one from him now, but stopped well by Kenny Sansom. And back a long way to John Lukic. 11 minutes to half-time. Groves forcing the throw for Arsenal. Sansom. Adams. A touch on by Hayes. That time Alan Smith in the middle was on offside. Arsenal won here in the league last season when Steve Williams, who's out of the side today with a knee injury, scored. But Everton replied with a goal at Highbury that gave them a 1-0 victory. If I remember rightly, it was Wayne Clarke's first goal for Everton. O'Leary away. Wayne Clarke, one of the substitutes today, of course. Snodin. Couldn't quite, yes, he did find Harper, and Harper got past Sansom, and he's got past Martin Hayes as well, but now can he get across it? He's got some support behind from Gary Stevens, who in turn has got support from Peter Reid. Trevor Stephen on that far side, but could make no impression on that occasion, and Arsenal get it away towards Perry Groves. Watson. Reid. And another corner for Everton. It's their fourth, and Arsenal have yet to get one. Again, Watson forward. And Pointon's taking this one, where Harper's been floating them in not very effectively towards the near post. Pointon might well, with the left foot, try an in-swinger for the likes of Watson to try and reach. Well, that was even worse than some of the others. Stevens. Vanden Hauwe. Everybody except Southall now in the Arsenal half of the field as Everton try to retrieve this situation. A goal down. Vanden Hauwe. Adams got it away. Vanden Hauwe again. Snodin. Towards Sharp. And O'Leary penalised for climbing over Sharp right on the edge of the penalty area. Now this might be a very, very interesting situation. There was a howl from the crowd and the referee responded by pointing to a spot about a yard outside the penalty area, and at this moment is giving David O'Leary a few words about dissent. Of course, these are the days here when they would have liked to have had Kevin Sheedy, who was almost fit for this game, in this sort of situation with a free kick. That's right, but I mean, there's one or two there that who can bang a ball. Trevor Stevens there, Ian Snodin can hit him as well. Getting the wall back, Lukic lining it up. A really crucial moment this, with about 8 minutes to go to half-time. Now, can Everton find a way through this wall? Trevor Stevens is standing behind the ball. It might be a little touch from Peter Reid. It looks as though it might be Adams' responsibility to attack the ball. A lot of conversation going on there a moment around that situation, and Mr. Tyson not happy that the wall is back 10 yards now that he is. Trevor Stevens, and it cannons off the wall. Harper returns it and skims the crossbar with it. Well, that was so close there for Everton. Came out, and the ball just clipping the crossbar there, and Arsenal escape and still hold this 1-goal lead. Trevor Stevens again. Arsenal hustling and winning the ball, and it's Winterburn with a shot. Oh, superb save by Southall. So a great slice of luck for Arsenal at one end, and a superlative piece of goalkeeping by Neville Southall at the other. And Nigel Winterburn getting on his favourite left foot, Brian, and a big gap opened up for him. When you look at that, right through the middle, and bang, what a very good save by Southall. Terrific readjustment actually there by Southall, going one way. The ball was obviously moving a little bit. So it remains at 1-0. Thomas and Richardson shots away over the top. But what a save by Southall. Just completed just over 200 league games for Everton. There's a note in the programme. He's got some way to go, Ian, to beat the great legendary Ted Sager here. That's right. Who played about 463 league games for Everton. And somebody worked out he's got to play another 7 seasons, Neville, I think, to get to the great Ted's record. Gordon West played a few here as well. I think he was about 330 odd. Pointon playing it in. That'll come for Lukic. A great save by Southall, though. I think we can look at it again. I think you were right enough about the ball moving in the air, Brian, because Neville looked to me as if he was going to his right there, and then suddenly had to change direction there. Right. Look, stuck out that great paw. I mean, that was a world-class save. Five minutes to the interval. And Arsenal still leading by a goal to 0. You get the feeling this is going to be tight right to the very end here today, don't you? Well, I'm very impressed with this Arsenal side. I must say, young Thomas in midfield is having a great game as well, and that's where they've pinned Everton down. An elbow, if anything, it looked to me an elbow by Adrian Heath. The referee played an advantage when everybody stopped. Trevor Stevens. Rocastle's after him. Stephen keeping possession and then lost it in the end. But there was a foul by Rocastle giving Everton the free kick. Pointon behind it, Snodin behind it. Snodin with the free kick, floated in there. Well, Lukic used his fist to good effect. Michael Thomas now for Arsenal. Groves to Thomas, been playing at full-back, but I think he opened up first off as a midfield player. Martin Hayes stopped by Peter Reid at the expense of another corner.
Well, that's twice today that Peter Reid has made interventions on the edge of his own box, and you know, I think Everton fans would like to see his contribution at the other end, but he's doing a tremendous job for Everton.
Richardson with the corner. He's on the line. There are 4 or 5 Arsenal players there lurking on the edge of the box. Perry Groves. It might go anywhere in the end. It's Southall who dives on the ball as Smith came in. Sharp. Offside flag against Perry Groves. 3 minutes to the interval. Pointon. Up goes David O'Leary. Rocastle in for Thomas. Certainly a big, strong and powerful young player, Michael Thomas. Only 20, you know, Ian.
Oh yeah, he's a super player. I mean, he's having an excellent game this afternoon. I must say there were ironic cheers before when Everton had an attack down the left-hand side. It was the first of this half, and I think they've got to do something in the second half. I'm sure we'll come out and see Everton playing a different formation.
Well, it's not going to be easy for our guest today, Brian Robson, to pick the man of the match. There is, let me tell you, a Rose Bowl and £1,000 donated by Littlewoods for the charity of the club's choice for the man of the match. Everton have chosen the Merseyside Children's Holiday Foundation, and Arsenal the Paul O'Gorman Leukemia Research Fund. This great old game of ours takes a few knocks, but there is another side to it as well, as you can see. But who, I wonder, will be man of the match? Coming towards Perry Groves. But I thought Perry Groves might well be a leading candidate for man of the match. Scorer of the only goal so far. Winterburn with the throw. Might come for Kevin Richardson. Very nearly did. Thomas won a good ball in the air. Smith and Adams rather got up there and headed that one out. Stevens brings it away now to Sharp. To Gary Stevens on the far side. Harper's outside him. Arsenal now with plenty back. Harper. Snodin. Stevens, a good break. A delightful ball again by Ian Snodin. Played in there by the full-back. And as well for Arsenal that Sansom was there, because just behind him was Adrian Heath poised at that near post.
Peter Reid's drawn the short straw now to see who takes this corner kick round. No, he's not, he's left it.
I think he just wanted to keep the momentum going, Peter Reid. He's a great little character. That was Alan Smith's header, not a lot of distance on it. Harper, now Richardson with a chance to get it away for Arsenal. We're now playing time added on for any stoppages, and I can't recall it in the first half. Just one, yes, there was one. Nigel Winterburn, wasn't it? Half-time whistle. So far, so good for Arsenal, leading by a 1-0 with Perry Groves, number 10, the scorer, with that flick on from Alan Smith after 10 minutes of the game. Well, we should be getting the views in a moment of Brian Robson with Elton Wilsby. We now take a break with the half-time score in this Littlewoods Cup semi-final first leg at Goodison Park. Everton 0, Arsenal 1.
Well, things certainly not going to plan as far as Everton are concerned this afternoon, with Arsenal leading by 1-0. Tiredness in the Everton camp, Brian, do you think that's got anything to do with it, or do we put all the credit on Arsenal?
I think you've got to give a lot of credit to Arsenal, the way they've come out and played. I think George Graham's definitely made the right decision in playing Groves up front, because I think it's give Arsenal that little bit more mobility up there. And instead of the way they get caught up in the game, and they started using the long ball all the time with Niall, Quinn and Alan Smith up there, now they're starting to play some nice, attractive football. And I definitely think it's helped them today. Plus the four lads in midfield as well, I think, have worked very hard. And they've helped the Arsenal back four, and they've supported the front players as well.
So it was a very penetrative move, wasn't it, which led to the first goal, and what could be such a vital goal, you know, over two legs in this tie.
Well, that's right. I mean, it is a long ball through the middle, but what you've got, instead of Niall, Quinn and Alan Smith going for the ball, you've got Groves, who's looking sharp in there, you know, and he's spun on it great after his first touch.
Really was a
really good goal,
finish, wasn't it? But Everton seem to be struggling with the long ball down the middle, and Perry Groves almost capitalised again on that deficiency in the Everton rear guard, Brian, didn't they?
That's right. It's unusual for Everton as well, because usually they're quite solid, but they do push up square, Everton, to look for offside. And today, when they haven't been winning the first ball, there's been a bit of danger there. You know, and Groves has got through again with his pace. He's done well, Groves, though. He's always been looking to run through the Everton defence.
Do you think Hayes might have done better with the...
He might have done better, but it's one of those where it comes back quickly at you, and, you know, it's a snapshot, and he was unfortunate to put it over the bar.
Everton have played a lot of matches, and I suppose it's a ready-made excuse for them, but there doesn't seem to be the cohesion that we've seen in recent weeks in their play. Have you spotted one maybe fundamental reason why that is?
I think in the game, Everton, they're always putting teams under pressure, and they never give you a minute's peace on the ball. But today, I think Arsenal have turned that, and they're putting Everton under a lot of pressure, and they're not getting the space to play in.
So I think few good balls in. I mean, I don't know whether it's Trevor Steven maybe a little bit out of position on the left-hand side, which Saint said. But here's the ball that you felt.
Yeah, that's a great ball in. That's probably the only good ball that Everton have put in. I'd maybe like to see Trevor Stevens moved over onto the right and let Harper come over onto the left. You know, because I think Trevor can maybe get in behind Kenny Sansom and put a few crosses in with his right foot, where at the moment he's playing on the left and he keeps cutting back in on his right foot all the time. He's just playing little balls into Peter Reid or back into the middle of the park.
I'll tell you what, we have got time to see, Brian, that wonderful bit of football near the end, which really brought everyone to their feet here at Goodison. That marvellous save.
It's a swerving shot, and Neville Southall proves that, you know, he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Tremendous save.
So, I mean, at the stage it is now, how do you see the second half progressing?
Well, I think if Arsenal keep working hard in midfield, helping the defence out defensively, I don't think they'll give much away. Tony Adams is having a smashing game at the back as well. Whenever they have got through the midfield players of Arsenal, Tony Adams has swept everything up there, and he's looking really solid.
So obviously one of the contenders for man of the match, but we'll get to that at the end, Brian. It's an interesting award today, as Brian Moore was saying in the commentary, with £1,000 going to charity, nominated by whoever wins the man of the match. Half-time then here at Goodison Park is Everton 0, Arsenal 1. We'll be back.